Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see Hindu analysis of 28th and 29th September 2025. So actually we gave holidays for our academy for 1 week guys as part of this Bastar vacation. So because of this I am going to provide this news analysis in this format, and as usual we are going to continue that panel related or like earlier Hindi analysis from this next Monday onwards guys. So till then please do adjust. I don't want to discontinue this Hindi analysis in this vacation. The main reason behind it is if you are not following the current affairs even for 2 to 3 days, then you will be forgetting everything and you can't get the proper connection between what is happening. So because of that, I want to provide this analysis even in this vacation also. Actually, I'm outside. I think you might be also getting sometimes the disturbances. Please do ignore guys. Okay, now let us see the first article. So the first article of this day is Death Toll in Karur Tragedy Rises to 40, Probe Begins. So this article is very important from your GS paper 3 under disaster management. So first, if you see the keywords here, the first one is death of people, that is loss of life happened, and especially it is one of the tragedy, and actually it is a very severe tragedy because around 40 people they lost their life. Okay, so here you have to see some dimensions. First one is this issue is related to stampede. So first you have to know stampede related things. What is a stampede and recent stampedes in India? And next you have to see what are the causes of this stampedes and what are these NDMA guidelines about this stampedes, how to control the stampedes. Okay, and apart from that, this article is also important from GS paper 2 under governance also. This is also very important. Now let us see what this article is saying. A tragic stampede occurred during a political rally. So actually this political rally is organized by this one political party, that is Tamilaga Vetri Kazagam. And this party is led by one popular movie actor, that is nothing but Vijay Dalpati. Okay, so actually in this event, because of huge rush of people that led to this stampede. So if you see what exactly the reasons why this stampede happened, the first one is there is very high massive turnout. Estimated that around 1 lakh plus people attended, and even because of this massive turnout, it exceeded the capacity. That led to indiscipline and pushing against barricades. And next one is his prolonged absence. Actually, he didn't came on the time. So because of this prolonged absence also, and even he threw water bottles into the crowd. As he left, supporters chased his vehicle and that led to the triggering of this crash. And next one here is local reports also saying that there is insufficient police presence and ineffective barriers, no contingency for the heat related fainting. So because of all these things, yes, this tragedy happened. And let us go and see what are the some details regarding this stampede. Stampede is nothing but a sudden, uncontrolled rush of large crowd of people or animals, and it mainly caused because of panic, fear, or excitement. It occurs in especially crowded areas where high density of people restricts movement, and it causes chaos and as well as political casualties or potential casualties. So, if you see the causes, there are three important major reasons for these stampedes in India. First one is political campaigns. So, in this political campaigns, normally it will causes to this kind of stampedes. And second reason here is religious congregations. In these religious congregations, also we can see this stampede. And third one is because of these celebrities. Actually, in this present context, he's a celebrity, and as well as it is related to political campaign. So because of this, that led to this massive outrage. And apart from these three causes, there are also other causes for the stampede. First one is human factor. Whenever there is sudden fear of fire or explosion or perceived threat, that will lead to the mass movement, and that will be like uncontrollable fear or anxiety. And next one is euphoria, overwhelming enthusiasm, such as during concert or celebrations, that will lead to the loss of control. And next one is because of impatience or aggression, especially frustration due to long waits, delays, and limited access to the points, that will also cause the people to push and show. And next one is because of poor infrastructure, in an insufficient space increases the risk of crushing and trampling. And not only that, because of narrow paths, blocked exit, or lack of barriers, it will create bottlenecks. And this one is slippery force, and as well as poor lighting, uneven ground, it also increases the chance of falling. And apart from that, we are also having some organizational factors, like whenever there is lack of trained personnel or to control this direct or indirect crowds. And next one here is poor venue designs, limited entry and exit points, or inadequate emergency planning. And whenever we have absence of clear instructions, that will also leads to confusion, panic. So these are the major reasons that leads to stampedes. And actually, NDMA came up with certain guidelines regarding how to control this panic. So you have to know this table. So here, first of all, we have to understand the type of event, whether it is religious event or school or related to university or youth festivals or any sport event or any musical event or political, or is there any part of product promotion or anything. So first we have to understand the event, and after that we have to expect the crowd. So how much crowd will be getting or gathering in that place based on their age, gender, religion, economic strata, venue, or even knowledge, experience. We have to see all those things. And next one is we have to see about what is the motive of the crowd, whether it is social motive or whether they are coming for entertainment purpose or any political purpose or religious or economic purpose. And after that, we have to focus on this crowd management clearly. Like we have to go for capacity planning, risk assessment, and we have to go for improved preparedness planning, and we have to go for incident response and capacity building. All these things we have to do. And especially we have to see who are the stakeholders involved and their objectives, and as well as the location, whether it is in plains or hilly region or temporary or permanent or open or confined or everything we have to take, and based on that we have to do this crowd management. And now let us see the next article. Title says India Pakistan spar at United Nations over terrorism and Pahalgam attack. So the key words here in this article is, first one is India Pakistan relations. This article is important from your GS paper to under international relations. And apart from this, you have to see about terrorism. And actually, this terrorism is there in your syllabus in your GS paper 3 under internal security. What is terrorism? What are the reasons for this terrorism? Terror outfits, and which countries are focusing on state sponsored terrorism, and which countries are using this terrorism as a weapon against India. All those things that you have to see. And recently, you know that one terror attack happened in India, that is called as Pahalgam terror attack. And actually, who did this? TRF, the Resistant Front, is a terror organization or terror outfit, subgroup of elite Lashkar-e-Taiba attacked in India. And in retaliation, we did Operation Sindoor, right? Operation Sindoor, we did. So here, this article is saying that India, Pakistan spar at United Nations over terrorism and Pahalgam attack. So actually, this article is saying that in UNGA, so we are going to have meet. And in this meet, we are focusing on this Operation Sindoor and as well as Pahalgam attack. So this article is very, very important, guys. So if you see the context, this article is saying that during this 80th century or 80th session of this United Nations General Assembly, which held in New York, India and Pakistan engaged in a heated diplomatic exchange. And actually, both the sides, that is Indian side and Pakistan side, so they focused on cross-border terrorism, and they want to showcase about this Pahalgam attack which happened in India in April 2025, guys. So here just see about some facts regarding this UNG, that is United Nations General Assembly. So actually this United Nations General Assembly headquartered in New York City, and actually it is one of the important principal policy making body in United Nations and has been established in year 1945 under United Nations Charter. So actually this UNGA, which provides a unique platform for multilateral dialogue, and we are focusing on especially establishment of peace and as well as cooperation between the countries. So actually it was formed after this League of Nations failure, and actually this is a key organ which is focusing on newly created United Nations and is focusing on promoting of global peace and cooperation. The important aim of UNGA is to provide a platform for sovereign equality and even it will allow all member states to discuss and to address global issues collectively. And actually, if you see the expansion of this membership, as more nations gain independence, United Nations membership also expanded significantly. That means we can understand that there is a dynamic nature in this global political landscape. Okay, now let us say the next article, very important article of the day. So title says Naxalism was an obstacle in Bastar, was eliminated, we have eliminated it. So this article is talking about one important keyword, that is Naxalism. And this is very important topic in your GS paper 3 under internal security. So you'll be getting for sure 4 questions from this internal security every year. So one repeated topic where you can expect question is Naxalism, and you have to focus on this. So if you see the context, it says that Naxalism was an obstacle in Bastar. We have eliminated it. Was made by Chhattisgarh Chief Minister. The Chhattisgarh Chief Minister, he made a statement that yes, we eliminated Naxalism in this Bastar region. So here you have to see what is Naxalism and what are the reasons for this rise of Naxalism in India. And next you have to see history of this Naxalbari movement in India, and you have to see what are the measures taken by the government to control this, and next you have to see what is the significance. Okay, so now let us see what is this Naxalism. Naxalism in Bastar, which traces back to 1967 Naxalbari uprising, and actually it was like guerrilla war during the times of 1980s, and actually it mainly fueled by deep-rooted grievances among Adivasis. So actually Adivasis are nothing but the tribal people who faced lots of problems at that time, like land alienation, mining, and as well as poverty, infant mortality, and even there is no proper basic, I mean, it is like drinking water, literacy, education. So because of all these things, these tribals led the fueling of this Naxalism in our country. And if you see here, the statement says that we declined or we reduced this Naxalism in our country. So what are the reasons? The first one is government came up with this Samadhan doctrine, so which mainly focuses on security operations, and it is from short term to long term, and this includes CAPF, Central Armed Police Forces, and even government came up with this India Reserve Battalions, which mainly focuses on modernization and upgradation of state police forces. And not only that, government came up with some security related expenditure schemes like capacity building programs, security related cost, training, operational needs, ex gratia payments, etc. As well as government is also focusing on providing of special infrastructure scheme. Under that, government provides funds for strengthening of state intelligence branches, special forces, district police, fortified police stations, etc. And even government will be focusing on intelligence and operations like real-time multi-agency intelligence. And not only that, government is also focusing on financial crackdown like target funding sources through Prevention of Money Laundering Act enforcement and fund seizures. And not only that, government came up with lots of developmental interventions like special central assistance in most affected districts so that we can fill critical infrastructure and service gaps. And as well as government came up with this financial inclusion like opening bank branches, ATMs, post offices, etc. And even government came up with the skill development and education institutions like Eklavya model schools, skill development centers, and as well as ITIs. And not only that, government came up with this Dharti Abba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan that is focusing on providing of personal amenities, and as well as it is focusing on benefiting the local people. And not only that, government came up with this Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, which is focusing on improving of road connectivity and as well as mobile connectivity and financial connectivity. And next topic here is buy local, make country self-reliant, Prime Minister says to citizens. So recently our government is focusing on Atmanirbhar. So Atmanirbhar is nothing but self-reliant. And this topic is very important from your GS paper 3 under economy. Okay, so actually this article is very important from vocals for locals point of view. Especially our government during this COVID-19 pandemic, we understood that so over reliance on the imports is not good. And at that time onwards, government is focusing on Atmanirbhar, that is self-reliance, in different sectors like defense, industries, manufacturing sector, different areas. So why we have to focus on the self-reliance? Because now we have to increase our production in our country. If we are increasing our production in our country, it will help full for boosting of our economy. It will contribute to our GDP, and even we can create more employment opportunities. And not only that, we can improve standard of living of people. And not only that, we can also improve the indicators, different indicators, and we can decrease poverty, we can decrease hunger. All these are the some advantages of focusing on self-reliance. Okay, now let us see the next article. Title says Astrosat, India's space observatory, completes a decade among the stars. This article is talking about one important satellite that is called as Astrosat. So if you're getting this kind of satellites in your paper, it is important from your GS paper 3 under science and technology, especially from this space technology point of view. So now let us see some facts regarding this astrosat. There is a very high chance of getting question regarding this. It is India's first dedicated multi-wavelength space observatory, and actually it is focusing on studying of celestial sources in X-ray, optical, and as well as UV spectral bands. So here the satellite will be using this X-ray, optical, and as well as UV spectral bands simultaneously, and because of that we can have a proper observatory in the space. And actually, it was launched by Indian launch vehicle, that is PSLV, in year 2015. And now we are in 2025. Because of this, we can say like it is like one decade. The spacecraft control center at Mission Operations Complex of ISRO Telemetry that will focus on tracking and as well as command network. And even it manages satellite during its entire mission life cycle. And actually, minimum useful life of Astrosat mission is 5 years, but now we completed 10 years. So, what are the important objectives of this mission? We are mainly focusing on understanding of high energy processes in binary star systems, and we are focusing on estimating of magnetic fields of neutron stars, and we are focusing on studying of star birth regions and high energy processes in star system, and we are also focusing on bright X-ray sources in the sky, and we want to go for deep field survey of the universe in this ultraviolet region. So these are the aims and objectives of this mission. And now let us see the next article. It is about an unavoidable tragedy. So this article mainly talking about this political campaign related disaster. So actually this article is saying that it is avoidable. Why it is avoidable? If you are focusing on proper capacity building and as well as proper planning, so this event can be avoidable. So that is the thing which mainly said. So as an UPSC aspirant and future IAS officers or IPS officers, so you need to have a clear cut idea about how you have to organize this kind of mass people participation or mass public gatherings. So how you have to control that properly. That is related to your crowd management. To do some research about crowd management and how we can plan effectively to minimize this kind of loss of life, loss of property in this stampedes in this crowd management case. It will be very helpful. And you may also get ethics case study regarding this topic for sure, guys. And let us see the next article. So this article is talking about analyzing Indian states macro physical health. So actually this article is talking about health sector in India. So as you all know that health sector is facing lots of challenges. So first you have to see what are the challenges we are facing. For example, there is no proper infrastructure, and even patient to nurse ratio is also very less, and even patient to doctor ratio is also very less, and even we don't have proper advanced technology in India. And even regarding organ donation, so people are not coming for donating of organs because of their own myths and religion, etc., whatever it may be. And not only that, here government is spending very less compared to the other countries regarding this health sector. And one major problem in this health sector is OOP, that is out of pocket expenditure is very high in India. And even we have certain indicators like MMR is also high, IMR is also high, and even we have neglected tropical diseases in our country, and even rare diseases in our country, and even medical expenditure is increasing day by day because of even air pollution in our country. So because of all these things, here this article is saying that government need to increase its spending, public sector spending. Okay, so here you have to think about what are the measures we can take to control this kind of health related issues in our country. So through this kind of presentation, I can't give you like details like as I do in this board format. So try to adjust, guys. So whatever the work I'm giving, try to do that work on that day itself. So just my motto is not to discontinue this analysis, and I want to keep you updated like what is happening. So in today's newspaper, there is one important article. So what is that article is about? It is about tragedy. It is about stampede. And tomorrow, day after tomorrow, also we'll be getting articles regarding that. And regarding United Nations, also it is one important update. And this one is whenever our Prime Minister gave any statements in this Mann Ki Baat, it is very important. So I gave the update regarding that. And whenever there is any topic in our syllabus which is there directly in the news, then you have to follow that. So actually, Chhattisgarh Chief Minister gave a statement regarding Naxalism. I discussed that. And Astrosat, if you have any technology in the news, of course you have to see that. So likewise, I covered almost all the topics to are relevant from your examination point of view. And I hope you understood these topics and my intention behind this analysis. And if you like this class, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And do subscribe to Rathods Science Academy. Don't forget. Thank you so much.